afternoon Eastern time, and I'm gonna guess 12 o'clock
And
Central time in Texas. So we have a wonderful treat for
yes,
you
it is.
today. It's talking about health and wellness and relationship wise, and our guest hasn't ever gone live on YouTube before, so we're hoping that that the connection is well and that she got my information. Um, but until then, we're doing what we do. Like, my sister's at the hospital with my father. Keep saying with our father, and so he's having
Uh-huh.
a surgery right now. So you know, you just kind of do what you do. So I
Right.
was also trying to figure out how I can do. She sent me some slides for her presentation, and I would love to know how
Oh,
to do that, but we're not there yet as far as figuring that part out. Um,
well, hopefully someone can send something in the link for you, that'll help you out for next go around. Yeah.
uh, yeah, or what. So I'm waiting to see if she'll pop up. Hopefully, we can see her.
Uh-huh.
And so this is a different spot. I went all the way up to my office, all the way up to the that luxury loft suite that I have in on the
Yeah.
third floor. I'll make it sound very exotic.
You.
um, so I want to know, how's everybody doing? How's the week going? I'm on the phone here. I have my laptop over there, and my sister's trying to get to a quiet place, which is going to be her car. And I also have this is my desktop. So I have the desktop open. So y'all are in for a treat. Um, so her name is Dr. Delythe Lowry-Charles. And we're gonna just say that she's our cousin. She's our cousin.
Yes, she is our cousin.
And we've known each other for, I mean, 'cause sometimes you know what, you can be family members and not actually know or meet each other. Because we have one color cousin in Virginia. We didn't even meet him until he was 13 and I was probably 12 or something like, or maybe I was 13 and he was 14, 15. Yeah, the cousin that's in Virginia. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
sometimes you have family relations, but you don't get to meet them until, for whatever reason, until you get to be a certain age. And so I can remember meeting Dr. Delythe. We all must have been, I don't know, you were younger definitely, but maybe
Eight.
10-ish. Oh, let's see.
Eight. Nine.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Maybe 10 year. Oh, she can probably weigh in a little bit better than me, but probably about. I was about 6 to 7. So yeah, you were about 10. My. Yeah. Did you? Can you hear me?
So I said it to
I'm
both
on Bluetooth.
locations. She said that she's not. Can you hear me?
I.
Okay, she said she wasn't able to click on the link. Let's see. Let's see here, people. Bear with me here. This is our first time trying to do 3 people.
We can do it. Wow. Huffing and puffing, but I'm here. Oh, you're frozen. So I think she's actually frozen because she's trying to add in a cousin. So, and I'm sure she'll pop on at any moment now. Let's see here. Just give me some messages down here. Welcome to chat. Remember it. Oh, right. So one thing you get frozen, but to get frozen with your mouth open, that's not great. But she looks great anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh goodness, gotta love it. So hopefully they'll both log back on here. I'm not sure if I actually have to log off or and join in again. So maybe I'm like maybe I'm the one that's actually not in the loop, but I don't know yet. I'm sure I'll get a text here shortly saying do something different. So we'll find out. I'm sitting in my car now.
Here shortly saying, stay still. You stay still.
Hi.
Can you hear me now?
So we'll find out. I'm sitting in my car now.
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So I heard you saying, I'm not sure if it's me that's frozen or her that's frozen. So I'm like, stay
Exactly.
still, stay still. So let's see how this works. I told her to come to YouTube. Oh, we got to make this work. Hi, starting
So
max number of team can log in. Yeah. Somebody in the chat is saying, yeah, stating max number of obtained can log in.
So should we log out and then all of us log back in?
No, because I gave her the link. I think that, and I sent it to myself through YouTube, and I couldn't. She hopefully. Don't move. I'm going to send her. I sent it to her phone and to her email because she wanted to be able to
Okay.
do her slides.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to read her. Welcome to the chat.
I wonder if she can do split screen. As
I
far as
think
like
that,
doing it on her laptop and split the screen. Go ahead.
oh, she says, oh, okay, I see. So,
Oh,
okay. So what is this saying about
hey
max
guys.
people? Yeah, it says, yeah, stating max number obtained. Okay, she's calling me now. Uh-oh. Let's see.
Okay, so we got a phone call going on right now with our cousin, Dr. Delythe Lowry-Charles. So it's always nice to have a health expert, log in. This is our first go around, so it's our cousin. How awesome is that?
To
I
let me see. Check your text. Okay, I'll check my text. I'm gonna go off for a second.
Okay.
Adwa.
All right. You know me. So she's going off for a second. It's funny because I have changed my name a couple of times because you don't always want to use your government name everywhere you go. So that's that. So I went from my government name, which is a beautiful name. I'm thankful for it. I look correct today, but you know what? I'm going to press on, move on. Yes, tell the Lord thank you. So yeah, so I'm at the hospital right now. I'm going to be texting my family, let them know it's kind of the cart before the horse this go around, and let them know that my father's actually just having a procedure. Our father's having a procedure to just rectify an issue that's causing him to bleed. So that's why I'm at the hospital right now.
Okay,
Were you able to get her shot?
Dora, can you I want to see if you can get me on Google Go Meet me, whatever that thing, so I can have your voice
Oh,
and I can have her log in because it's saying that I didn't know that I can only have one or the other. Can you hear me?
sure.
So
So you want me to go to?
can you do duo to my email? Do duo, send the duo to my email.
Okay,
By, you know what I
to your
mean?
email.
Yeah.
You can put a Google
Yes.
invite
Do a
or
Google invite.
Sparky
So
that you can only have two people on here.
right. I didn't know that.
Okay. So
So I want to be
hey,
able to
chat
have.
Amo 807.
Okay. Hey,
So
Emma,
let me send you. I'm gonna.
we're trying to click in our guests. So if
Okay,
I
hang
can
on.
get your voice on the duo thing, and then if you click out of here, then I can click her in and I can have your voice. I don't know how we can do this, but I don't want her to.
Oh, can I log off and just? I'm trying to figure out how you can just have my voice. Okay, let's try it. If it works,
Or
if it works,
yeah,
it works. If not,
actually, if you log off, she can log in,
yeah.
and then I can have your
Okay.
voice through the computers, and also you can type your questions and answers too if I can't. Yeah, try it that way.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so if you can hear us, Dr. Delythe, try it again. Add guests. Okay. Oh my goodness, there you are. So
I
so
love
my sister
you.
my sister forfeited her spot and she's gonna see if she can come in.
I owe her lunch, breakfast, and dinner now.
This is all new to us. We've always just done two people, and I automatically assumed that you could do more than one person because I see people, but I'm like, okay, that probably would have been better if we had done a Zoom. But now
Yeah,
let me
you're
see if I
right.
can.
Zoom or Teams
I
will
don't
be.
know what.
Oh, Teams is great. Zoom,
Oh,
you only have 45 minutes.
right.
Teams is excellent. I went through this drama when I did my 72-day program with my group. Zoom was always an issue. Always. It would kick us out. It was always an issue. So we moved to Teams and it worked smooth as silk. It was really
Mhm.
great. It was really, really great.
Oh, so I think is that it was team. That wasn't like through Google. It's not like Duo or anything like that. It's totally
Now,
different.
Teams is Microsoft, and there is a way that you could get your email linked to Microsoft Outlook. There's a process for you to do that. It took us a minute, but once we did, everything has just been running really, really smoothly. No issues, no hangups, nothing. I can easily share my screen.
Hmm.
Here, I'm not sure if I can. Let's see. Oh, nope. I can share the link with someone,
Okay.
but I can't share
Um,
my screen so that you guys can see the presentation. I know we had
right.
questions, and I guess what we can do is you can link the PDF that I sent
Okay.
to your podcast here. And what
Okay.
you can always do is I'm trying to think if there's another way to do this. I know Teams really worked for us, and we didn't have to worry about much when it came to it. Um, I'm trying to think.
Right.
Hmm,
And somebody was asking me what was the topic of conversation, and I've just put in the thing. If you want to have a better relationship in health and wellness,
yeah, it's
that was
really.
our topic for today.
We wanted to talk about herbs at first, and I wanted to bring a little caution to that because not everybody's in the same place
Hmm.
inside this group, and I just want to make sure that if anybody has any issues, health issues, that they're not running to a herbal remedy without first having a proper discussion to make sure that what they're taking is not interactive to what's going on with their medications or their particular body constitution. So, if you are nursing or if you're pregnant, there's certain herbs you shouldn't be taking at all. The same thing is if you're on high blood pressure or have high blood pressure medication, there's certain herbs you can't be taking. So I wanted to, just keep a little caution to that a bit.
Hmm.
I can go at another time, space and time, we can talk about that and go through the different herbs and what they do and how they benefit you and what some of the cautions are. I think the best thing for the group is really for them to learn how to develop a relationship with their health and well-being. That is
Hmm.
that's taking a back seat.
Hmm.
Every doing the well, pursuing what they want
Hmm.
to do, and later on in life, it's turning on them because now everything that they prospered, they got to
Hmm.
and put back into their health. So,
So
you
my
know,
sister's in the chat, and she says, "Hey, cuz."
hey, hey, how are you?
Tell her she said Dr. Delythe said that she owes you breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Dinner for spot. It's so much appreciated. But thank you guys for having me on board. It's always a pleasure to reach out to the community and give them information that will help support any of their health goals or wellness goals, or just keeping things in check for yourself, taking care and honoring yourself.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And I remember you were saying about you had PhD. You've been doing this for a while, and I
Yeah.
did
So
send you. Go ahead.
my original bachelor's was in mass communication and journalism. So I've spent most of my time in the Fortune 500 dealing with that and project
Mm.
management. And it became a challenge because you start working with different people and different personalities, and then those personalities don't click. And there's a reason why it doesn't click. And I can use the scenario of an eagle and this little chicklets. The eagle, the parents always at a certain point in time make the nest uncomfortable so they can get out and fly. They continuously make it uncomfortable, and I felt that that's the way the spirit was leading me, that it was making my life uncomfortable. Now I have to do a self-assessment and figure out where my passion was and what I needed to do. What are the next steps that I need to do to make it happen? So that's what ended up happening, and I ended up finishing off my degree with naturopathic sciences. So I am a board certified naturopathic doctor. Just blown caution to the wind here. I am not a medical doctor. I am a traditional naturopath board certified. So I sat down and took the 4-hour exam with everybody else and got the certification. And pretty much where I operate today, it's pretty much a layered approach. I do functional medicine, holistic iridology, and a clinical master herbalist. So all of that's blended so that I could help assess and give you a plan for you to have a better, best, optimal health and well-being so that you have a productive life. You have a very productive life. You're not in the hospital. And if
Uh,
you have health challenges, you know what, we can work through those challenges. So me being a board certified natural.
can't hear you. Did you hit the mute button? I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Okay. No. All of a sudden, your voice went out. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. She clicked out.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can
You
hear
can
you
hear
now.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
okay, it keeps going in and out, but I hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me now. So let me try to hold it this way.
Oh, okay.
Now we gotta we gotta hold the phone a certain way.
Uh-oh. I
Okay.
told my sister Ajua that she needs to get a little phone. She has a phone stand that the phone is on, so I have it on a phone stand right
Oh,
now.
that's
But
what
yeah.
I do. I need to get a
Yes.
gotta
Yes, and so for those who are coming in now, we have a treat for you. We have Dr. Delythe. She is I don't want to say holistic. She just gave her whole description of all the things
yes.
that she
So what we can do is the presentation that I sent you, you can log it out into the site. It's the PDF. And that you don't worry about the tear sheet. The tear sheet was just for you if you know any questions that you had or you wanted to ask or where we wanted to path the conversation. That tear sheet is for you. There's a presentation there. It kind of goes over who I am, what I do, how I connect with the community, how I connect with clients, and pretty much what we do and how we do it.
Mhm.
I'm more into making sure that people have a better relationship with their health and well being so that they have better relationships with the individuals or the people that are around them. And if you're not healthy and your cup is not full, you're not going to have those relationships in balance the way you should.
Okay. And there's people in the audience already. They're asking, how do you feel about I know you do with herbs and different things, but what do you feel about castor oil? Seems to be of
Yeah.
course, I think our grandmothers and our aunties, they use castor oil forever. I mean, my nana and grandma. So now all of a sudden there's a resurgence of everybody saying castor oil, which I've been using it too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is an adaptogen. That means it is going to go where it's needed. So adaptogens kind of do two things. They're going to support anxiety and stress and kind of get your nerves back in place, whereas the castor oil is more on a biochemical level. and you'll find that that's just only one position. It may be good for some, but not good for everybody.
Hmm.
One shoe size doesn't fit them all. So
Right.
I think the best bet for everyone right now is to look at your numbers. Find out where your baseline is. By the end of 2024, each and every one of us should have a baseline line number of where we are in our health. That means you go to your lab, pull the clinical report. You can either do that through your physicians, your healthcare provider. I do offer a service that does that as well, and find out what those numbers are. Figure out where you are deficient, because you may be trying to treat something and that's not what needs to be treated. You need to look somewhere else. You need to look at something else. You may think it's your heart, but really it could be your blood sugar. Okay.
Right.
High
Yeah.
blood pressure, and you're trying to treat yourself naturally for high blood pressure, but it's not that. It could be your blood sugar. And I'm going to take just the blood sugar alone and do a deep dive on that, because you heal from top to bottom, inside to out. That means you heal spiritually first, making sure you're spiritually connected. And even if you're not connected with the source or your God or whoever it is that you have that spiritual relationship with, are you connected to the community? Are you connected to your loved ones? That's part of the spiritual aspect. Are you serving?
Hmm.
Are you providing service? Are you doing something outside of yourself? So healing spiritually first, and then you have to deal with the emotional mental aspect. That means, is there any unfinished business? Have
Mm.
you been holding on to resentment? Have you been holding on to grief? Anger, unforgiveness, all of those things play a major role in your health. And sometimes they are the trigger, they set the scene for the body to store blockages. And within those blockages, it starts breaking down the organs, the tissues, down to the cellular level. So when you look at, I'm going to say, blood sugar, because I could be on the risk for that, just sharing that with the group. I could be on the risk for that. I have to forever keep that in check,
Mhm.
because that is a sign of um, lacking sweetness of life. And a lot of times with blood sugar, you're so bent on doing everything for everyone else, you stop taking care of yourself. You
Uh-oh.
stop,
Uh-oh. Did
and when you
I wanna
stop,
know if my sis did my sister in the audience hear that? That was very important point. Say that again.
yeah, when you don't honor yourself, now you're starting to reach for the sugar. I got a high sugar tooth. I have to forever keep that in check. Okay, what is it that I'm not doing? Maybe I need to go out and do something. Maybe I need to go do a cruise. I mean, I'm being blessed right now because my daughter and her fiance are sending me to Japan in September. So I have been really excited about that. But
Mhm.
I think they noticed that I wasn't doing enough for myself. And you start reaching for the sugar. Now you have
Mm.
elevated blood sugar levels, and then now it starts kicking into diabetes. Well, how
Mm.
happened? Diabetes doesn't show up on the front all of a sudden. There are emotional and mental issues that are not being dealt with, that need
Mhm.
looked at, examined. Remember, the Bible says, examine thyself
Mhm.
and know yourself, so that you're aware and you can make the changes. Because if you don't make the changes, guess what? The body keeps score and it comes back into the body. And missing the sweetness of life is a blood sugar issue. Okay.
Mm.
Cardiovascular is a joy issue, a joy
Mm.
happiness issue. So
Really?
a lot of these diseases are linked to emotional and mental dysfunction. Again,
Wow.
you heal spiritually first, emotionally, mentally next, then it pours down into the physical body. This way, when you're healed, you heal the whole body and not just the physical aspect. Because if you take, we'll say metformin, say if they recommended metformin to me, right?
Which my father was on metformin. Yeah.
That breaks down other functions in the body. So you may treat A, but now C, D, E, and F are off.
Wow.
Okay. So you're not dealing the root cause. And that's my job, is to help you find the root cause of why it's there in the first place. I don't care if it's there. The doctors can deal with the there. I don't deal with the disease. I deal upstream from the disease. I want to look at the root cause and how you got there in the first place, because it didn't happen overnight. So
Mm,
digging.
mm, mm,
Now I'm digging, I'm observing, I'm running panels, I'm asking questions, right? To kind
mhm,
of help, because I do a full histology in my
mm.
practice. What we do is we go back to the beginning. We go back to see what you remember from birth, while you were in your mother's womb. Some people can still remember that. And they remember traumatically the whole birth cycle. That
Wow.
role in your health and well-being, a divorce, separation, death, near death, interval times, child abuse, any type of abuse, any major thing that happened creates a trigger in the body. So what happens, you have many layers or many bodies, and they extend outward from this physical body. So your environment pings in. It says, okay, here you go, deal with
So
it.
so my sister just said that just yesterday she just found out the same issue with my father and things with with his statins. Statins.
Mhm. Yeah, you're on something else now. You treat one thing, and now you're
Mm-hmm.
on now 10 different other functions have
Mm-hmm.
displaced you because
Right.
one thing. See, when I look at the pharmaceutical industry, and I'm not bagging them, because they've come up with wonderful um, therapeutics to help stimulate the body. But when I
Mm-hmm.
look at them, and from a chemotherapy perspective, their job is like a battery. When your car, it's probably a better example, when your car runs out of a battery, you have to jump start it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
got to get jumper cables and jump start it. That's the way I look at the pharmaceutical industry. It's supposed to jump start you. That means you're so far gone, your body needs a little bit of a jump start, but it's not meant for you to stay on there for a long period of time, because
Oh,
other things start to dysfunction and
yes.
down. And now
Kidneys and all.
dealing, yeah,
Yes.
you're not only dealing with this disease, now you're dealing with that disease. And
Mm,
so I'll say this about disease: the only thing that it is inflammation over a long period of time.
yes.
Chronic inflammation over a long period of time will produce disease. If you have unfinished business, your mental and your emotional is not in equilibrium, you're going to experience inflammation in the body.
Wow.
All right. And depending on where that emotional mental is, it's going to determine which part of the body is going to be impacted. Now, I
Yes.
iridology. That means I look into your eyes, and I can pull generations of information of what your health pattern is going to be like just from your eyes.
Okay, so now she was in the state of Connecticut, and now she's. Do you mind if I say what state you're in
Okay,
now?
yeah. No,
So
I mean,
she's in the state of Florida now. So now we're gonna have to take a drive to Florida because
no,
I
no,
need to.
you don't even have to do that. You don't have
Really.
to do that. No, because I am a virtual practice.
So how would you read my eyes
Well,
from?
that would be a little bit different. So what I
Yes.
do is I would outsource the photography, right? Outsource the photography, and they
Hmm.
will snapshot your eye in a particular manner, and then then that comes into me, and then I'm able to read it. But if you were on site and I was on site to you, I'll be able to tell you certain things generally just by looking in your eyes. And it's scary because once I got that teaching under me, I can't see a commercial now where they have all these eye drops and stuff. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's off, that's off, that's off. And I got to reel it back in. I'm like, oh, with
That's
a
a
an eye.
that's a great skill too, because I know that there's books out there that kind of try and teach you just from reading. I'm like, I took a class and I'm like, that's too deep. You gotta,
You
there's,
got to know, have to have a compassionate heart when you look in somebody else's eyes because
Mhm,
they're going through a lot and they don't want to hear that. Uh,
mhm,
because there's good aspects and then there's the health aspects because it is a health template. It kind of tells you areas that you need to look at. So I wish I had the presentation up because it would,
um,
and we can do this again. I mean, I
yes, yes. I think that we should do that. We'll plan it and we'll schedule it so you can next time have your access to your laptop and show us the slides
right,
presentation.
correct. That
But
would
it's funny because you just said, because Audra said the medical industry, there's a lot of good that comes out of it, but then there's a lot of bad because there's also greed. Not, and we're
yeah,
not saying that all aspects or all
all people,
doctors, but yeah, there's a lot of because there's a lot of money to be made in this field. But like
correct.
you said, you got to know the person's heart. They got to really want to help people and not all about the
Right,
dollars. But in
right.
order to make people pay attention, they need to pay. So I get that part too.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So with iridology, there's a kind of three different platforms, or I want to say generalization. So when I look at your eyes at first, and I'm just going to use brown eyes, dark brown eyes, we deal with anger and resentment a lot. Not only with anger and resentment, it also causes disturbances in your GI tract, right? Your GI tract will be off because
Wow.
not dealing with some things. So those are just kind of like top end generalization, just dealing with the color of your eyes, never alone the patterns in your eyes. There's also like what we call rings. Like I have a lot of rings in my eyes, and they
Mhm.
call stress rings, right? Those stress
We
rings.
can't, oh, we
Yeah,
can't see it.
you can't. Yeah,
I was
it's
hoping that, yeah.
it's kind of hard. So I think the one that I have here, the person with the hemiogenic irises, which is that brown iris, they actually have those rings in there. And those rings is that person is a high thinker. They've got plans behind those plans, because I looked in my eyes and he says, you got plans behind plans, and plan A, plan B, plan C, D, E, F.
Uh-huh. And I'm glad that you said that because I know that you're a spiritually led person. And so
Yeah,
when you start getting into reading the eyes and different things, Christians just freak out because I think it's because they don't understand that God made us
yeah.
he made every single part of our body to be read and to be understood. And so can you give us your point of view from Christianity and
Right. No,
what
it's
you're doing?
well, you got to get the right person
Right.
because I blew a fuse when I heard a pastor say, "Yeah, I can look into the eyes and tell you had you had an adulterous relationship or whatever, right? Whatever," which is not in by any means what God has allowed that information to be. You cannot
Right.
do that. That's not what it's for. It is a compassionate awareness to help you understand what your patterns, because everybody has an architect. We have the architect of, okay, we got to pay attention to our digestive tract. We need to make
Mhm.
drinking the water, we're eating enough greens, and we have the fiber. We have certain things because we have the brown eye. So it's not
I need
meant
my water.
to judge you. Yes.
Yeah.
So so reading a person in any form, whether you read their skin, whether you read their eyes, or whether
Mhm.
the biological chemical footprint in your panels, all of that needs to be done with a compassionate heart because your job is to set the environment to help promote healing. Not
Mm.
tell them, oh my God, oh my God, you got this, you got that. No, 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 no. Ooh, slow down. It's just information. And the more information you give your body, then the body can properly respond. Just like they say you are what you eat. It's really not what you eat, it's what you assimilate. Because you can eat,
Mm.
but if you don't assimilate it, it ain't going nowhere. It's not going to work. It's not going to help. So it's giving the body information. So when you put that food in your mouth, you need to think about, okay, what information am I giving this food? Is this going to help me or is this going to hurt me? I
Mhm.
know the saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." Well, that's because apple is pectin. There's pectin in there, and that is like a fiber that helps uh, get the stickiness off of the walls of your digestive tract.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've been eating an apple a day for the last couple of days because it's fiber and you try and
Yeah.
keep all your things in
So
balance. So,
right, keeping the right amount of fiber, making sure you're eliminating every single day. If you eat 3 meals a day, guess what? You should be eliminating 3 times a day. If you're not eliminating 3 times a day, okay, well, what is the hiccup? What did I do? Because more than likely there's some form of inflammation going on, right? And inflammation will tie back to what you've eaten or what you've been thinking or not dealing with. So, having, we'll say, constipation is a form of being stuck. Or why are you stuck? What is it that you're not willing to push forward through? Or
mhm,
with your stinking thinking that you're stuck. Why are you stuck? Okay.
that's
Uh,
good.
is there any unforgiveness there that you haven't dealt with? Is there any anger or resentment you haven't dealt with? Again, unfinished business is going to play a role in the body. I wish I had this presentation up. It would flow so nicely because
I know.
it's okay. What we can do is we can set a date and time and we can advertise it to let everybody know so that I can help them understand what are the aspects of of health, right?
So let
Having
me. So
Mhm.
and I'm looking at it now. So what can again? So we didn't touch. Why do Christians think that this type of learning is witchcraft? And while I'm looking at this, I see it says
Yeah, the
endocrine
endocrine glands.
endocrine
Endocrine
glands.
that is
Why does that look like chakras, or why does that look
it
like?
is. It is chakras. It is. You have power. Okay, so the reason why the oh Jesus, I got to go through the whole church thing. Okay.
Sorry. I
No,
just
no, no,
needed
no,
to.
no, 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 no. So let me just lay the ground rules so that you understand what is out there.
Right.
You're going to be led by the information that you've given.
Hmm.
I've been fortunate at the age of 10 years old when we first moved to Connecticut, and I really had it hard. I had it hard in school. My mom had it hard. I mean, your mom was helping taking care of me and Rob. Your mom and dad were heavily involved in our life.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
and I was having a hard time in Norwalk, and I remember not knowing anything about God, but He was
Hmm.
there in my spirit. And I remember writing on a piece of paper, like I went to some type of church fair or something with my mom, and I bought a glow in the dark cross, and I put that cross inside this letter, and I wrote, "Dear God, if you really, 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 really love me, you would answer my letter. I would open up this drawer, and you would answer my letter." And every day I went to that drawer, and there was no answer. None.
Mm-hmm.
Got so mad probably after 3 months. I ripped everything up and then I ended up wearing the cross. But
Hmm.
from that moment that I asked, God marked me.
Hmm.
He marked me because I knew I was going to take a different path than the regular church. And
Mm.
only over time, God kept dumping information into me that didn't make sense with the church. But I
Mm.
never dismissed it. Your job is not to
Mhm.
dismiss it or call it witchcraft.
Mm.
Job is to let it lay until the Spirit of the Lord reveals the truth to you in due season. There's a
Mhm.
season for everything, and part of that season will deal with revelation, understanding the rhema of what was dumped into you whenever. But if you dismiss it and call it witchcraft, you're never going to get the truth. The spirit
Mhm.
honor that.
Mhm.
Could it be witchcraft? In time, it will be revealed, and you'll see.
Mm.
Oh, no, 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 no. But you know what? Stay open to some of those things that the church has not taught. And I'm going to share something with you about that in just a second. There's a
Mhm.
book there called The Devil is in the Pulpit.
Mm.
Okay. I won't share
Mm.
anybody right now, but it will help you understand that there are things that have been kept from you. All right.
Mhm.
And
I believe that.
church, things that have been rearranged to keep you in a particular state of mind and keep you enslaved. The church has been enslaved for so long that they followed a particular doctrine and not necessarily the truth. Now, is the Bible true? The Bible has statements of truth, but it's not truly stated.
Mhm. Wow, I never heard it said that way.
Okay? So
The
let me
Bible has statements of truth. That
it has statements of truth, but it's not truly stated. It's missing 66 books.
all right now. I know that. I know that
All
for
right.
sure.
So let's go back. Before there was the King James Version, there was the Geneva version that had the books. And before the Geneva version of the Bible, it was the Ethiopian, the African American Bible. Okay? That was the first one, the Ethiopian. But the church never got to that because King James and Constantine colonized the Bible to fit their purposes. You got to remember the Church of England was expanding Europeanism all over the world, into Asia, into Africa, then United States. Now you got this Bible that was written or helped interpreted and written by two wicked people, one being a king. One killed his wife, the other one killed his mother. And they helped interpret the Bible, and the church had left out 66 books of the Bible.
Mhm.
I'm coming from.
I know
So
where you're
you
coming from.
the colonized version
Mhm.
of the Bible being taught generation after generation,
So,
generation, and that's
somebody in Audra in the comments said, we know that it's truth, but you will get us cut off of YouTube. So I have to go back to the shock. I know you're trying to get to the chakras or why the body has different color. It's color coded here.
yeah,
And they can't see.
color code because it takes on that algorithm, right? It takes on an algorithm. Each power center in your body should line up straight so that when you run a circuit in your body, it loops. It goes down and comes back up and goes down and comes back up. There's a circular loop. But if it's not lined up and is out of alignment, then the body is out of alignment. The body is susceptible to now blockages and disease all the way down to a cellular level. Those chakras are connected to your endocrine glands. Your endocrine glands are constantly reading the environment. No matter what you're saying, you're doing, you're thinking, all of that is coming back to the body. The body keeps score. That's one of the ways the body keeps scores. You see it in your eyes, it keeps score in your teeth, it keeps score in your face, right? So, a lot of people that break out in a lot of acne, that's a gut issue. A lot of people
Oh.
have allergies. And I tell my daughter all the time, got to clean that gut. You've got to clean the gut because your skin is telling you, it will speak to you and tell you, help me, help me. But we don't learn to listen to our bodies. Again, going back to my practice and helping you having a better relationship with your body is learning how to understand it, to pay attention to your spidey sense. You know, when your spidey senses go off, your intuitive hits, right? I can always tell when someone's not being honest with me in my um in my partnership with them because I get these hits. I'll either if something will jump in my body and said, okay, check that, put it check, check, check. And then when I get to the opportune moment, then I can say, okay, well, what about this? You haven't discussed this. You said this, but I haven't heard this. So you're able to ask questions in such a way where you're still honoring them and allowing them space and time to reason through or rectify what they either lied to you about or what they didn't discuss. Your job as a practitioner, as every practitioner, is to set the environment for health and growth. How do I help them grow without them feeling like they're being persecuted? You walk into the doctor's office and you feel automatically persecuted. Heaven forbid you ask a question because they're sitting there looking at you like you should know that answer. No,
Mhm.
I don't. That's why I'm asking you.
Mm.
And you're intimidated and you don't ask the important questions to help drive your health.
Wow. There's so much information here, and I think that oh, I see the holistic iridology. There's so much I don't even want to put your slides out there because I want you to come back and explain them without people running with them. So we're gonna make an appointment for you to come back, and there's 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes left. So give us some pointers that
Oh,
that's that's just really easy. Like wake up in the morning and start with fruits, or just give us
oh,
something really easy
all
to
right.
take
So
out these
let me
last 15 minutes
right.
because there's a lot. There's a lot.
So, looking at your health totally. When you look at the big picture, every day when you wake up, you're saying, "What can I maximize? What do I need to minimize? And what do I need to prioritize?" So maximize. What are those things that you can do now? That means drinking water, making sure that you are providing your body with water. Well, what about oxygen? Making sure you're deep breathing. We don't breathe well anymore. In fact, we don't breathe deeply anymore, that our esophagus has shrunk. It's not the same size that it used to be. And
Hmm.
that also causes allergies, right? Are you deep breathing? Are you breathing from your diaphragm, holding it and letting it out? So every hour on the hour, you need to think about taking really deep breaths, taking the water. Are you thinking about your nutrition? Are you going to go for, are you going to select foods that are good for you, or do you have to binge right now? Because there are times you're going to have to binge. I'm going to have to binge. Okay, but if I'm binging, what do I have to do on the back end to compensate what I did on the front end? So thinking about that balance, or do I have to weigh myself every day to figure out, all right, what I ate yesterday just worked totally against me. I know not to do that anymore. So it's a learning and the growth process. So maximizing, making sure you're going to the bathroom. Eat 3 times a day, should be going to the bathroom 3 times a day. If you're not, you need to ask those questions. And then minimizing. How do you minimize stress? Right?
Mm.
What do you need to do to put things in check? And then sometimes we like to rescue damsel in distress. Well, no, that co-worker is not your damsel in distress. You're not called to them. There's no reason for you to be taking on their assignment. That's their assignment. You can encourage them, you can support them, you can hear them, but your job is not to absorb their, I'm going to call it karma. It's not your job, and you've got to learn how to separate, how to let it go. Okay, I had a bad day at work. What can I do to turn things around? I tell my daughter all the time, you go into work, why are you letting these people bother you? That's not your karma debt. So
Mhm.
she's not a good leader. That's not your job to make her a leader. That's not who you're.
Mm.
Oh, I don't care what she's doing wrong.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she gets bitten on. Okay, well, don't give them anything to talk about.
Mm.
Don't give your boss anything to talk about. So control what you
Mm.
can control, and
Right.
anything you can't, you got to let go, put it in God's hands, or put it in one ear and right out the other.
Mm.
Who are you serving? think that's the one biggest thing I try to drive home is your service, not just, we'll say, to your church, but to your community, to your
Mhm.
family. Are you checking in on your family? Are you checking in on your friends? Are they okay? Because they could be telling you they're okay, but they're not okay. If you take a moment from your heart and you really, really seeking to understand them, not to just hear them, but to understand them, their spirit will reveal. Nah, they got a smile on their face, but check them. You need to check in on them all the time, every day. Put that call out there because there should be no one dying from suicide. And
Mm.
on the table, mental health on the table. Mental health right now is really a spinal fluid issue. You didn't hear that?
Mm. Mm.
Spinal fluid feeds the nerves and the tissues and the cells of your body. Inside your cerebellum is that place of reasoning and understanding and receiving and processing communication so that you can process it and then come out with a response. If that is malnourished, you have mental issues. The spinal fluid nourishes that. If you're not eating properly and you're eating junk and all the environmental and you're not taking care of your health, guess what? This is not taken care of. And I know they
Mm.
call it the heart, but this spiritually is not the heart. The cerebellum is the heart. Okay, it's the upper and the lower. That's another thing. I'm not going to go down that.
Wow, wow. This is so, so much, man. And you're just touching on little pieces, but
Yeah, yeah, and
again,
for me, it's fun to talk about. I love
right.
talking about it because I'm setting you up so that you can have a better relationship with your health. So the knowledge I give you is for you to sustain yourself so that you can have a higher quality of life. Is it going to be perfect? No, but it's okay. You're going to go through your peaks and valleys, but now you are armed. My job is to arm you so that you are lethally dangerous. And when those bullets come your way, who was the I'm the Master? What is that show? What is that? What is that show? The Last Dragon with Time.
Okay. I'm not a like
Right?
a
Oh, you got to watch it. You got to go look it up. I think it's on Netflix. It's called The Last Dragon with Timok, and he, in the end, shows you that he's the master, but he was catching bullets with his teeth. Okay,
okay. The Last Dragon with who? The Last Dragon with
Timok, Taimak. The Last Dragon.
okay.
It's funny. It's a comedy. It was
Uh-huh.
out in 1985. Yes,
Okay.
that, but it's an African American movie with Gory Berry Gordy, right? And
Okay.
they put that movie out, but hysterical. But your job is to be armed and dangerous so that when those darts come to get you, either they're gonna fly off of you or you'll be able to catch them with your teeth.
Okay.
All right.
Right. This has been really good. Now are you still, so I know you're now in Florida, but you were
I'm
affiliated with the church, the doctor. You still affiliated with him like through video or whatever, whatever?
Bishop Jordan.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
small affiliation.
mhm.
Uh, yeah, small. I'm trying to find something that's closer to home.
Right,
It
right, right.
it will never touch where he is
Mhm.
because he's got a lot of great wisdom. Um,
Yes.
Job. I know everybody thinks that he's money hungry, money, 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 but that's really not. And even though he's a prophet, it's
Right.
really not his because everybody has vices and virtues that they have to, work out, that they're
Mhm,
constantly balancing. His
mhm.
job is to knock the greed out of you. And the only that greed is knocked out of you is your ability to give,
Okay.
right?
All
And
right.
that's why he forces you. It's like that's just his MO. Give, 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 give. It's not just for him. I mean, you can look at it that way, and if you do, you'll be defeated. but my qualities and probably why I got the information and the knowledge that I have was that he taught me how to give, how to be a giver. And not just monetarily, but in all areas of my life, just give daily. It
Mhm,
doesn't money daily, but give and serve, give and serve,
mhm,
give.
mhm.
That was really my takeaway from him.
So with our last few minutes that we have here, and also I'm laughing. I made you say the last dragon with Mac because like my sister put in there, Bruce Lee was supposed to be the last dragon. I wanted to make sure we distinguish and find the exact
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Netflix movie you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Bruce Lee is. He
So
really is. But this is a comical spin
I gotcha.
on that, and it's African American based. So
Yeah,
just
love it.
get ready. You're going to enjoy that movie. I'm sorry he didn't at his back then go for um three series with that because it was good. It was him and Mac and what's her name? She used to play with Prince. Oh, I forgot her name. It eludes me right now. I see her face. She passed
Okay.
a little
I
while
know
ago.
you talked about she was a preacher too, right? You talking about
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. Denise. Her first name is Denise. I don't. Denise Matthews. Denise.
okay.
She was
And she played yes,
Van.
she played Vanity. Yeah, she had a life right there. But
Yes.
so two questions. Do you still are you still active riding the bike? And also before you leave, tell people we want them to like, share, and to subscribe, but tell them where they can find you. And I
Oh
will try and
yes.
put some things in the link, but tell them
Yeah.
where we can find it. And do you still ride your bike?
Yes. I still ride my bike, not as
Mhm.
often because the roads in Florida are not good. Because I have a triathlon bike,
I
so
remember. I remember.
those they're very thin, and the the frame is it can't withstand this road. I need a mountain bike, but I
Mhm,
bike. I take it out probably once a month, maybe. I used
mhm,
to
mhm.
time until I said, you know what, if I keep riding like this, I'm gonna wreck my frames and I paid too much for the bike. So
Mm.
like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember that bike. It was
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Roads in Florida are not meant for those bikes at
Right.
all. Frame
Right.
will bend. You hit a pothole and you're done.
Uh-huh.
You're paying a couple $100 for another frame. Yeah.
And you also do consultations. So,
Mhm.
so tell us where we can look, where you can be located, and I will also get the information from
Yep.
you to put it in
Absolutely.
the
You
notes.
you can log on to I my business name is Integrate You Well, or Integrative Wellness Solutions, and you can reach me at www.integrateUwell.com, integrateUwell.com. And if you click on the client portal, you can come on in and sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. And that's just to see, what can I do for you to help
Mhm.
support you in your a better relationship with yourself and your well-being, and how we can work together, whether it's on a small level, a medium, or a larger level. What can we do to move you forward to get you to good, better, and the best and optimal health and well-being?
Yeah, I love it. And Audra was saying that because she said, "Come to Texas where she is. They have good trails,
I might have
good
to come
trails."
visit her.
Yes. Yes,
Up
but this has been very good,
up.
and I'm going to figure out how to. And I have a podcast class that I'm in tonight, so I'm going to have them figure out how I can have more than 3 people on the panel and have you show without going through Zoom, like you said, team maybe, and
Teams. Teams
yeah,
is
and
really
see about
good. There's other
doing that for
platforms.
our next appointment.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's other platforms out there as well that you could utilize to help make this better for you, because you want to be able to do an audience. Now, I want to say, just looking at Larry Reed live, he goes live on Facebook, and he goes live on Instagram. So
Right.
those platforms, you may be able to use the camera and pull somebody in.
Oh yeah.
You may be able to do it that way, or what you can do is you record this, like a lot of, because I watch YouTube. I don't even watch the TV anymore. It has
Me
to be
either.
art. It has to be art. It has to be spiritual. It has to be camping. You see any of those three? I always watch YouTube, and it's always there. But what they do is they pre-record. They
Right. Right.
pre-record, create an algorithm to get people. to them. So even though
Mhm.
it may not be live,
Mhm.
at least you could upload it and later on use
Yes.
and um
And I've done that way too. I like this is a live. Maybe we can myself and Ajua can do a sidebar where we just talk and then we upload it later too. That would also work.
right, correct.
That would also work. Yeah. And anybody who wants to maybe sit in on the Zoom and maybe ask questions, we'll work all that out. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
we're new to this. I'm new to this.
I'll do a little bit of deep diving this weekend and see
Mhm.
what I come up with as far as platforms that we can utilize. I think for the most part, a lot of people use Zoom, but I
Yeah.
think there could be Google Meets. I know there's Microsoft Outlook, and that's Teams, but Teams works really well.
Mhm.
Really, I can't say enough about Teams. I really can't. It works really, really well. Once you link
Mhm.
your email to them, or you sign up with them, whatever the case may be. I think I have a couple of my emails linked to them, and I
Mhm.
use my Dr. Lowry-Charles at Delythe.com and my program because we meet once per phase. You know, when a new phase starts to kick, we meet per phase.
Mhm.
Uh, and in the past, we've had a lot of hard time with Zoom, and it didn't
Right. Right.
work at
And you
all.
said that you also had like a 72-day or a 72-week
Yeah, I
program or
have.
something like that
So we
that's
just
not available right now, but a wait
yeah,
list maybe.
coming up, and you'll see that in the slide presentation. We're going to be doing another 72-day program. We had a very successful launch and finish of the program. We started in January. We ended in the end of April, and it was for 72 days. We
Mhm.
started on a very good spiritual rhythm, with a new moon, ending no coming in on a full moon and then ending on a new moon, the 72 days in between, and we worked as a group. So we were trying to solve a problem as a group. And the whole goal was, let's get our baseline. We need to
Mhm.
know what our baseline is. That means I need to know what I'm deficient in, what's
Mhm.
well, what's not working well. We did a
Mhm.
clean detox and drainage, and we
Mhm.
fast. We did
Mhm.
24-hour fast a week. We did incremental fasting. We changed our diet. We made sure we added movement. We added meditation every day. They got a spiritual, well, I shouldn't say spiritual, inspirational word of the
Mhm.
day came into their email box or into the group chat every single day. We had very funny moments, especially when we started fasting for 24 hours and
Mhm.
every to make fun of everybody else. And then we
Mhm.
met. We met during peak times where they were challenged
Mhm.
and able to say or share, well, this is what worked for me. This didn't work for me. And then as a group, we made decisions based on what worked well, what didn't work well, and how to move forward so that no one person was doing a program by themselves. We did
Mhm.
tribe.
Okay, so I need to put myself and my sister's name on your wait list.
Okay. Yeah. So
On your wait list.
I
But
believe
so
the next one is coming up in July 5th. That's the
oh,
next one. And July 5th is going to run you right into the fall equinox. And you're going to be cleansed at the fall equinox. What you're going to get is what your archetype, your algorithm is. So you'll know what you have to work on and whether we have to put a protocol in place for you, or you know what, we've got to change your diet where you've got to add cell stores or you got to add mineral salt, you got to do this or you got to do that. There's certain things that you would need to do to keep your body on track so that you are healthy and things are not breaking down.
now I'm glad that you said fall equinox because it takes me back to the question where you said full moon. And then people think when you say full moon, and I'm just being the advocate, whatever, because I thought that woo woo people they call it woo woo now, but the word full moon is in the Bible, and that's how they rotated. That's how they did everything. That's how they did their the harvesting and knowing when to garden and when to whatever was by
Correct.
the full moon and things like that. So when we say full moon or you say equinox or sorry fall equinox,
Yep.
then it throws people off and they're like, oh, they want to click off because they don't.
Yeah.
Again, there's
No.
there's
Yeah.
a there's
Yeah.
not an understanding.
Yeah. No. 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 It's no. No. It's not that at all. Your
Right.
your calendar is wrong. and you need to think about astrology and how the Bible, one, deals with astrology because it's not wicked. Astrology actually lies in your body.
Mm. And
All
the
blocks.
three wise men follow the moon, follow the stars to get
Right.
to.
So let's look at the month. Let's look at the month of October. October is
Mhm.
the month, right? But OCT is really the eighth month. It's not the 10th month. November is October. No, the ninth month. No, Nov is 9. Deci is 10. That's the 10th month. Your
Yes, and it's supposed to be 13. It's supposed to be 13 months, right? And
right,
not 12.
correct, correct. So
But
your
we don't need to stop right there and do another conversation. We're gonna need to stop because now we're gonna be people.
but all of this plays into your health and knowing what to eat and when to eat it because you don't eat summer fruits and vegetables in the fall. And you
You're not
don't
supposed to,
fall
right?
right, and you don't, and vice versa.
Mhm.
So knowing again is arming yourself so that you're not eating food or doing things that are going to work against your body. Because if you eat it, it's going to create an inflammatory, a lectin, an inflammatory response inside the body. And it's one more thing it has to overcome before operating in a homeostatic state. And that's what
Okay.
you know. Then we can call it right there. Right? You got, yeah, 2 seconds,
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
So now leave us with some words. You gave us all so much good stuff, but just a sentence or two, good some words of wisdom, a scripture or something. Just leave, what's your last words
I put
of
it usually
wisdom?
at the end of my I usually put it at the end of my presentation. Let your smile be your logo, and let your personality, the way you leave people feeling once they've been in the present with you, your trademark. So it's very important to have a good relationship with all people so that when they remember you, they remember how you made them feel. That should be your trademark.
I love it. I love it. And so my sister and I, we end the show every time with saying love,
Yep.
peace,
Peace.
and prayers or blessings. Blessings.
Absolutely.
So we love you. Thank you so much. And
Love you
we're gonna do
guys.
this again. So
Bye.
this is May. We're gonna get you. I don't know if it's maybe the month of July, June. We'll figure it out before your class starts in July.
Right. I'll
So
put the information and I'll send you the link where you can sign up for the class. There are payment plan options. So don't look at the sticker price. Think, oh my God. Oh my God. It's an investment. It's
mhm,
and you're going to get return on investment. So you're investing and not spending because when you spend, it's gone, it's done. But when you invest, there's always a return on investment.
yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Delythe
Uh-huh.
Lowry-Charles or Lowry-Charles.
Lowry,
Right?
right, you just
Got
remember
you, got
that.
you.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm glad we got to not skip it. We worked it out. Thank you for
Yep.
my sister Adjua for being for her
Yep.
heart.
Yep.
She always
Go
says
and let
you
everybody.
first. She says you first, me last. So thank you for Adjua deleting yourself so you could click in and like you said,
Absolutely. Tell her I got now I have to come to Texas and treat her to lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
honey, she will be treating you to Texas. That's a whole nother story, food story. She is the ultimate hostess when it comes to Texas. So
Oh,
yes, you will
awesome.
want to go out there.
I will
But
have to put that on my itinerary when I come back from Japan.
okay, definitely, definitely. We love you. Thank you so much for this
All right, love you
time.
guys. Big
And we'll
hug.
talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Bye
Peace
bye.
and blessings. Bye bye. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this definitely with a friend.